Hello everyone, this is Tanaka from Hair Salon Zen. Today will be a tutorial on how to make Japanese hair like this, but this style is actually the same as the one used as the base for the video explaining on how to make bangs stand up. It looks difficult, but it's actually a very simple style, and I'm sure you can master it with just a few tips. I've taken some time to make it as simple as possible, so please take a look at it. Let's jump right into the tutorial. First, divide the hair into front and back by ear like this. This is how the part line looks from the front. Curl the hair with a hot curler. Curl it like this so it sits in a symmetrical position. When you look at it from this side view, the angle of the hot curler is gradually adjusted to create a line that flows downward in a relaxed manner. Next, we'll make a ponytail. If the hair is long enough, feel free to tie it a little higher. In other words, it is much easier to maintain the balance if you make the knot at the same height as the eyebrows. Next, place the plucked hair below the bundle that you just tied. I try to tear off as much new hair as I can and use it. I think it would be easier to get the balance just right if you first tear off a large piece and fold it up, rather than trying to tear off a bunch of small pieces. This is the general shape that you want. If there are any soft parts in this outline, I will gently weave them in by stroking them from the surface. This will give you a sharp surface and make it easier to control the silhouette when applied to the hair. Now let's start applying it. To start off, we'll use pins to fix the area around the knot. Once you do that, look from the back and check the balance. Then, while fine-tuning, insert an American pin firmly at a position slightly below the center elastic and fix it in place. And now, comb up the hair into the hair bundle of this chignon section. First, unfold it and make sure that it's balanced enough to cover the entire area. From here, take one slice of the surface and divide the bottom part into 3 directions and puff up the hair. To make sure the amount is evenly distributed, divide into 3 equal parts and build in the direction of the middle and both sides. When puffing hair up, pull in the direction that you want and comb the hair by the roots. The middle part of the hair should be brushed back a little bit too, but be careful not to make it too bristled. If you do, it will easily show up on the surface. This is what the hair looks like when puffed up. Once you have the top part puffed up, in the same way that we just did, spread it out in such a way that it hides the border between the 3 slices at the bottom. After all that, while spreading out the roots a bit, spray it up. The key is to spray only the center part first. The reason for that is, I'm going to use some duckbills to press down on the various parts, but if I put the clips on a sprayed area, they're going to make some unsolicited marks. Now, I'll start with the left side. When bringing the hair bundle across, keep the upper part straight while drawing a curve with the lower part of it. Right by the border with artificial hair, use a duckbill clip to hold the bundle and use your left hand to wrap the hair around like this. Then tuck it behind the neck. This is what it looks like when done wrapping around. Here's where the ends of the hair are now, and I'm bringing them in from the other side to the side of the elastic. Let's roughly hold it in place with American pins. Now I'll remove this side. Right now we're going to spray and harden this side firmly. We'll do the same for the other side. If you think this part is prone to cracking, use a duckbill clip or something else and proceed with caution. Secure the hair ends with American pins on this side as well. Spray this side as well to harden. While the hair is gathered like this, for the part of the hair that was left unfixed earlier, if you can see right here, press down on this area with your hands. And while checking how the side's sticking out, fix it with American pins. Doing so will also minimize the gap when viewed from the sides and the top. For these hair ends that you pinned at the end right here, make sure you use a pin for extra steadiness. I recommend doing so to increase the steadiness regardless of the entire shape. Once you've finished up with that, you'll need to hold down this side with an American pin as well. Do the same for the other side. Before closing the edge of the hair on this side, go around to the inside and use an American pin right here to fix the hair. This will give us the steadiness that we desire. This is how it looks once the chignon is wrapped up. Use American pins or U-pins to push the protruding part of the hair inside to hide it out of sight. Now, let's finish the front part. First, remove all the hot curlers. This time, I'll start with the smaller side without the bangs. Comb the hair bundles, curled with these two curlers neatly, and bring them in while creating a hair flow to match the hairline in the back. Then, hold the part you don't want to shift with a duck bill clip first. It will look like this from the side. The silhouette is already pretty well put together. But here, hold the elastic and adjust the height depending on how much you want to cover over your ears. If you lower the lowest part of this curved hair, the ears will become more and more hidden. On the other hand, if you want the ear to be more exposed, pull this side back and the ear will come out on its own. So don't forget to adjust it now before moving on. Then, moving on from here, I'm going to spray a little bit to harden it up. This is what it looks like from the back. From here, curl the hair ends back nicely to create this loop. Use the roundness from the hot curler for a cooler design. If you put a U-pin in this part where the comb is now placed, you can fix it firmly. Basically, the easiest way is to use American pins or U-pins near this elastic to secure it firmly. Once you have a certain shape, you can now remove the duckbill clip. This is how the right side turned out. Depending on the amount of hair, its texture, and the curls from the hot curler, you can comb up the hair to puff it up if you want. Now let's do the same for the left side. The bangs are done separately, so the front part is divided into 3 separate parts, both sides and the bangs. The idea is to align this face and make the side sag. If you recall, in the Chignon section, the high part is straight and the middle part is curved. Take that concept of having different movements coexist within a single bundle. If you can learn this technique, it will really help with styling traditional Japanese hair. So, with this one section, try to imagine which parts you want to be straight and which parts you want to be curved as you go. As you can see here, I'm using a comb to hold the hair down, but I'm not directly pinning it down on the hair bundle. Rather, I'm inserting it into the base to create a starting point for the hair to curve. I always use a comb for this because it provides a support that is much more stable than a duckbill clip or a pin. This time, I tried to draw a big circle with a single stroke without dividing it into multiple lines. Lastly, let's get to the bangs. If you want to make the bangs stand up, please watch the previous video. For today, I'm going to try to make them look a little more natural. Don't forget to fix the hair ends with U-pins. Once we're done with that, it'll be a good time to spray it down thoroughly. This will preserve the stability. This is what the finished product looks like. If you want, you can even spice it up with decorations like this. Well, what do you think of it? This time, the hairstyle is overall pretty simple. But if you want to make your bangs stand up well, please refer to the link below to watch the previous video. I've been Tanaka from Hair and Makeup Salon Zen. I'll see you in the next video. Please feel free to subscribe to our channel and give us a rate.